Hello, everybody, and welcome to historic Holman Stadium, scene of this evening's second game of a doubleheader. The visiting Vermont Lake Monsters versus the home and host Nashua Silver Knights. I'm John Collins along with Tom King and cameraman Tim O'Neill. The lights have just been turned on, although sunshine's still a factor, at least for the right fielder in this evening's game. It's scheduled for 7 innings. The Silver Knights lost the first game of 2 by a score of 6-2.
Well, John, they equaled Vermont in hits. They had 6 hits, but Vermont made theirs count.
One of them, a 2-run homer we caught there in the 6th inning by Andrew Bergeron.
Yeah, Bergeron was right on it, and he took advantage. And Vermont also took advantage of 4 Nashua errors. So that was it's one of those seasons, John, for the Silver Knights. They got off to a slow start, 0-3.
I don't want to interrupt you too quickly, Tom, but I wanted to get Tim to take a picture of our celebrity guest so that people at home could guess who it is before you tell them, because you talked to him earlier, right?
Yes, I did. Well, I was down there taking photos.
How you doing, Tim? You got a 0 in there? You got him. Okay, there he is. He's our mystery celebrity guest.
Okay, when do we want to let him know? At the end of this inning. How's that?
Okay, at the end of the inning.
Yeah. So anyway, it's just one of those years for Nashua where they're not hitting. So every mistake they make, pitching and in the field, is magnified. On the mound, Nick Garino, who was obviously one of the big heroes last year for the Silver Knights in the championship series. He won game 2, kept their season alive. He also pitched their playoff clincher down in Brockton. I was there for that. He had quite a season last year coming out of the pen and then as a starter. So they're looking for some magic from Garino. He's 1-1 this year with an ERA around 2.75. They had another one of their top pitchers last year, Griffin Young, pitch the opener. Didn't do too badly. Got a little wild in 1 inning. And then his defense let him down, and he left the game allowing 2 runs.
Nick Guarino facing leadoff batter Andrew Bergeron, who we just mentioned, homered in game 1.
Yeah, homer to left field.
Kind of get tied up by that. Pops it up right side. Not an easy play behind first base and near the line. Making the catch was Brandon Fish. Getting over there. Almost no man's land there with the right fielder.
Nice play by Fish as he kept his eye on things. And
Kyle Hannon coming out of the bright sunshine into the shadows.
That's tough.
Yeah, good job by Brandon Fish. 1 up, 1 down in the Lake Monsters' first inning. And now the batter, Sky Cahill, I believe it is.
Yep, Sky Cahill. Yep.
Left-handed batter, didn't get cheated there, and strike 1.
Seen a lot of Vermont in the last week. They almost had a brawl here on Friday night.
Tell me.
Yeah, Hannon the catcher for Vermont said something to Hannon after he struck out with 2 men on.
One hopper, nice play to his right by Heisack, and he gets him.
Well, John, I'm going to tell you another anecdote. Connor Heisack from Goffstown plays at, I believe, in Virginia. Not William and Mary, VMI, I think. I'm not sure. But his father is Jim Heisack. And Jim Heisack played college football, but he played football at National High School. Got a scholarship to play at a big-time university. Can you tell me the university and the position he played to earn his scholarship?
No, I can't.
He went to the University of Iowa as a punter and punted in the Rose Bowl.
Punted in the Rose Bowl. Great trivia.
Yep, and that's his son. That's his son, Connor.
Chris Brown took a ball that might have hit his elbow or forearm.
Looked like the upper part of the fleshy part of the elbow area.
Yeah, he didn't really even flinch that much. He trots down to first base, hit by pitch with 2 outs. So a board for MJ Metz, the cleanup hitter, first baseman for Vermont, with a chance to keep the top of the first inning going here. Nick Garino stares down the runner and throws. The strike on the inside corner at the knees. And the Silver Knights fans' least favorite umpire crew off to a decent start here in the top of the first.
Certainly the media's least favorite umpire crew.
Oh boy, Tom mentioned they were an hour late for game one. And
yeah, we should be halfway through this game right now. 7:30. It was supposed to start around 6.
Truth, yep. Fouled off to the right. Look out. Ooh, that had some velocity on it. I think it hit an empty seat. Good thing. And it's 0-2 quickly. Nick Garino throwing strikes to MJ Metz. After the hit batsman, got a pop up and a ground ball. Good defense so far in the first inning by the Silver Knights. Second baseman and shortstop giving their pitcher some help. Ripped down the left field line, foul. One hop on out of here. So
their last win came Friday night against these Lake Monsters. It was on a walk-off walk by Nate Goranson, who is not in the lineup tonight. He wasn't in the lineup either game. He's one of their catchers.
MJ Metz clearly with enough power to get one out of here. Hard hit ground ball through into left center. Runner's going to go first to third. He hesitated a bit. The throw will be to the cutoff by the shortstop. First and third with 2 out for Vermont.
At least he hit the shortstop cutoff to prevent the runner from taking second, which would have been tough. But a hard hit ball.
Hisack made a nice effort at that, Tom.
Yep.
But that had to be like a 100-mile-an-hour ground ball.
It was, and if he caught it, if he was able to snag it, I don't think he had to play at first base anyway.
Yeah, it's tough when you, as a shortstop, when you lay out like that. It's really difficult to get up and get runner with any kind of speed. Unless you're Omar Vizquel.
Yeah, right. First and third and 2 down.
Throw to first base.
Garino will pick you off. He does have a decent move.
We saw a lefty pick off a runner in game 1 here at Holman. Won by the Lake Monsters 6-2. So that makes
picked him off, but running down to second base.
Yeah, it was like a caught stealing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So that made
stealing standing up.
Right. Well, credit to first baseman, I think, for getting rid of it for Vermont. So that's 6-15 for the Silver Knights now. The record, 6-15.
6-15. It's been a tough season for them.
And I think you summed up there. The offense is a
yeah, when you hit 195 as a team, John, it's going to be difficult to make up for any mistakes that you make.
Right. Bullard, the hitter for Vermont, trying to keep the inning going. Big swing. Boy, you got to cut at that fastball down the middle. Fouls it back. Number 32 for the Lake Monsters. Jacob with a K. Bullard from Hampton, New Hampshire. Goes to Stetson University.
Another Stetson player.
Very high and deep to left.
Yeah, that's going to be
and going
off
back,
the wall.
And it is off the wall at the base of. One run is in. The trail runner also in, and it's a 2-run, 2-out double by Jacob Bullard. A 2-0 Lake Monsters lead, top of the first.
Boy, it just seemed to me that in left field, Casserly got a late jump and didn't think the ball was going to carry that far, because in my mind, John, that ball hung up far enough for him to run it down. It certainly looked that way to me.
I have to agree with you, Tom. If he turned and sprinted, he would have had a chance to catch that
Yeah, no
ball.
doubt about it. If he turned and sprinted, he kind of took a couple of slow strides and then realized it was going to carry, but just not what you want to see.
Yeah, especially if you're the pitcher.
Well, especially if
you're hoping to get that third out.
Especially if you're this team, John.
Yeah.
It needs runs.
Oh,
you know,
right.
and every time they look up at the board, the
Ground
other
ball.
team's got something.
Come back on a hop to Guarino, and that is the third out, but 2 runs score.
Yeah.
And as Tom said, when you're struggling to score runs, every one you give up is, it's a concern to get them back. And 2 runs quickly on the board by a clutch 2-out double by Jacob Bullard. Vermont team's got some big boys on it. Not that Silver Knights don't, but seen some impressive swings through the first 4 innings or so, or 5 innings I've seen of the Lake Monsters offense.
Well, they make that drive down. They want to get something done. It's a long ride back to Burlington.
Yeah.
You know, if you lose 2 games. So
they do send 6 batters to the plate, so it'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up in the top of the second. But right now we get our first look at Jordheim, the pitcher for the Lake Monsters. Definitely has a big pitcher's body.
Boy, does he ever. Look at him. A lot of size.
At 6'4" and 210. He's a freshman at a place you might have heard of, Harvard University.
There you go.
Wow. You have the world at your fingers. A 6'4" freshman pitcher for Harvard. On a beautiful summer evening here at historic Holman Stadium, pitching in game 2 of a doubleheader. Porter Jordheim. First name Porter, lives in Ponte Verde Beach, Florida. I believe Tom has his vacation home there.
Yes, exactly.
Ponte Verde.
Spend the holidays down there.
It sounds very relaxing.
At the end of this half inning, we will tell everybody who our celebrity.
Oh, right.
Visitor is.
Yes.
We'll wait till this happens. We'll let them ponder it just a little bit.
We'll give you one more look too at the end of the inning.
Yep.
Courtesy of our cameraman Tim O'Neill. 2-0. And Silver Knights trying immediately to climb out of a hole here. Bottom of the first inning. And their leadoff batter up there is Matt Orlando. Not often that you see the first baseman as your leadoff batter, but that is the case for the Silver Knights. Orlando way ahead in the count. 3 balls and no strikes as Porter Jordheim. Doesn't need to be a Harvard freshman to know that he's got to throw strikes on 3-0, and he does. 3 balls and 1 strike now the count to Orlando. Let's see if he's taking on 3-1, trying to get on base ahead of Logan Ott. Start things here in the bottom of the first.
Nope.
That was a pitch you don't want to go after, even if you thought it might be a strike on 3-1, and it is a ball. Ball 4.
Nashua loaded the bases in the first inning, did not score. The only runs they scored in the first game was a 2-run single by Connor Hysak in the 6th inning. Or in the fifth inning, I'm sorry.
One of the many baseball books that I read, and I don't have the memory of Tom King, so I can't remember a lot of details of it, but I read Mel Ott's biography, OTT, and he really wore out that right field wall. The Pirates used to play at, was it Forbes Field with the right field wall? It was, I think, not quite as high as the Green Monster at Fenway, but even closer. And he hit something like 400 home runs, and he was only like 5'6". Left-handed batter also, Mel Ott for the Pirates in the Baseball Hall of Fame. First thing that I think of when I see Ott on the roster. Logan takes ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. And maybe that little piece of wall down the line here at Holman is sort of the same thing as the Pirates' old stadium. Broken bat, grounded to first. They'll get the fielder's choice, and that's it. 1 out in the inning.
Now, broken bat ball, softly hit. If it had been a hard hit ball, they might have had 2.
Yeah. So the bat sacrificed itself to stay out of the double play.
Here is Hysak, who in my mind is one of their complete players. He can hit, he can play defense very well, he can run the bases well.
He's sort of their River Hart, is he?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
And had a great season for Nashua.
South.
Is it South?
South, yeah.
Okay, and
Believe
he
me.
played shortstop. You know.
Believe me,
Yeah.
I know.
Swung on and missed. He made one of the, River Hart made one of the All-State teams, didn't he?
I haven't, I believe so. Yes,
yeah,
he
yeah.
did. Yes, he is, yeah.
Heisack might have went after a ball there. The 1-0 count, probably looking for a cookie down the middle that he did not get from Jordheim. The hook is on the corner, and he disagrees with the call.
That's the type of pitch that Kyle Jackson wants his team to start to take the other way. Heisack will do it, but
yeah,
he thought that pitch was outside, so he laid off it.
So instead of 2-1, it's 1-2 the count. That one is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Logan Ott aboard at first base. 1 out. Bottom of the first, and the Silver Knights trail 2-0. Courtesy of a 2-out double. Clutch hit by Jacob Bullard in the top of the first for Vermont. Chasing the high fastball and going down swinging is Heisack.
And that's a scene that we've seen over and over again from Nashua Silver Knight hitters this year. Down in the count, and they get tempted by that high fastball, and they never catch up to it.
Unfortunately,
it's a team that is pressing mightily.
Yeah, you could tell. Sam McNulty, BC freshman, takes a strike on the outside corner. Need some 2-out magic to the Silver Knights, like the Vermont Lake Monsters got to take their 2-0 lead, happening with 2 outs. Curveball misses outside. It's 1-1 to the Silver Knights' third baseman, Sam McNulty, who is from Cambridge, Mass, sort of facing a Harvard guy. It's kind of funny. Who is from Florida. McNulty going to BC from Cambridge. 1-2. I'd be interested to know how a Ponte Verda pitcher gets scouted and found by Harvard. Swung on and missed. Good velo by Jordheim right there to strike out the batter with man aboard. So no runs for the Silver Knights. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Jordheim. We go to the top of the second. 2-0. The Lake Monsters lead. And we're going to take a look at our mystery guest down in the first row. Let's see if Tom ducked out of the booth.
I'm here.
There we go. We got him on camera, Tim? All right. Well, however you want to do the reveal,
all right.
Tom.
So anybody who watches CNN, especially during election coverage, will recognize them instantly if you watch the maps and how they move the numbers around and tell you what county's bringing in this and what county's bringing in that. John King from CNN is down there. He comes every year to New England. Well, he's from Dorchester. He comes every year to New England, back to New England, because he's from, like I said, he's from Dorchester. And
how did you know he was from Dorchester?
Because my broadcast partner, who I don't think gave him a black eye, I didn't see one on.
No, it's not that bad.
So,
come on.
So my broadcast partner
don't tell all my secrets.
Played against John King.
No, I played with him. He was my catcher.
You played with him. He was your pitcher. Oh, I
he was
thought
on
you
my
played
team.
against him.
Oh no.
Oh really?
Oh
on
yeah.
your team, you make friends all over the place, don't you?
I admire his career, man. Boston Latin grad, played catcher on the baseball team. I was shortstop, and you know, catchers are guys that sort of run things, right? They see all, and they're kind of like a lot of them turn into managers and coaches. Yep. He became a correspondent for Associated Press after graduating from college. I think it was Catholic University in D.C., and he went to work for the AP. He went to Iraq at the start of the Gulf War, the first one. And when CNN was looking for volunteers to get on camera, you probably remember that guy that was known as the Scud Stud. That wasn't John King. Yeah. There was another correspondent, but they were looking for bodies to go in front of cameras. Sure. And John King volunteered, and he made the switch from AP to CNN, and the rest is history. Leadoff single for the Vermont Lake Monsters here in the top of the second by Pat DeSalvo. Kind of a soft line drive, but well placed. And it's 1 up, 1 on for the Lake Monsters.
Yeah, that 2020 magic is not working very well for the Nashua Silver Knights right now, that's for sure.
Tom, nobody would have a better sense of this than you. You've seen so many seasons of the Silver Knights. Do they have one of those runs in them, the later middle
I don't see it, John. I hate to say it. I mean, I don't want people to turn to something else, but I mean, I don't see this team hitting. They just don't have. They the caliber of hitter that they had last year, thanks to the pandemic that had shut down most of college baseball, or all of college baseball after a while, and all the summer collegiate leagues. So everybody came to play in New England, to play for the Futures League. And Nashua had some talent, and on the team. I don't see that same type of talent this year. I mean,
Darren Hagen with a couple big swings, but it's 0-2.
They went after it. They got some players with some some good backgrounds, but it just has not translated on the field, and they just do not hit the baseball. At least not here at home. 195 is a team coming in.
Yeah, and that probably only went down so far today. There was a walk and 2 strikeouts in the bottom of the first for Silver Knights.
They're going to have to figure out ways to score runs. Going to have to scratch them out. There was one stretch where most of the runs they scored were not on base hits. Sac fly, bunt, walk, error, anything. But they had not knocked in a run with an RBI hit. And that's the way it's been.
Nick Guarino with a 2-2 offering. No, instead he checks in at first base.
Streak of about 4 games where they just weren't doing it. Today they got the 2-run single by Connor Heisack, but they were down 4-0, and then gave up those 2 runs right back on the home run by Bergeron.
So Tom King quizzed our viewers about if they recognized John King of CNN in the first row visitors side dugout. I'm going to quiz Tom King. I'll be very impressed if you come up with this.
Probably won't.
Where is Coppin State University, the
do
home school of Darren Hagen, at the bat right now?
Oh, didn't we do that already?
What state is he in?
Is it in Maryland?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
You must have done it already. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Well, I mean, I look these up all the time, so we got to find out, but how about that? I got it.
You got it. Baltimore, Maryland. The Coppin State Eagles, CSU.
At some point, I've got to go back to Camden.
I got to admit,
a long time since I've been there.
Really?
About 15 years since I've been there.
I guess it's about.
That's going to be another base hit.
Sharply struck up the middle.
Yeah, they are hitting Guarino.
They think about going. He's got him. He's got him.
He's got him.
He's out. He overran the base.
All right, that's
and
a big
gift
mistake.
out.
Big mistake.
Yes.
He was thinking about going to third, but didn't have the conviction to do it. I didn't look at the third base coach to see what the call, what he wanted him to do.
we got into a discussion in the high school game, Tom. I was saying that was what I wanted the outfielder to do, throw to second base. It was a right field play. And, sometimes that happens. The runner's being too conscientious about looking at the third base coach, and he sees the stop sign late. Bam, he's too far off the base. I think he might have made it if he kept going. It would have been maybe a close play.
I thought it would have been a close play at third. In fact, when I saw him do it, I thought he was going to keep going, and all of a sudden.
It was the time to do it because it would have been less than 2 out to get there.
So did you see the Red Sox game last night?
I saw it until the extra innings.
You didn't see the extra innings?
I didn't see the extra innings. Is that what you're going to talk about?
In the extra, in one of the innings, I think it was one of the extras, the runner from Tampa Bay, as a ball was hit to Devers at third, Devers, playing along the line, bobbled it, knocked it into foul territory. The runner from Tampa Bay did not move, did not go to third base with a runner at first.
Oh, that's
and
crazy.
The batter did not. He must have completely forgot there was a runner at first base, and he took a few steps towards third, and hesitated and just went back and, automatically out.
Wow.
It was one of the weirdest things. It was just. It
must have been a brain cramp, huh?
Exactly. It was just the worst base running gaff I've seen in a long time.
And Tampa Bay is like in contention for. Are they still in first place?
Red Sox knocked them out of it, I believe.
That's a situation in the Trop right now, a place I've been many times during vacations. I've seen the Yankees play there, seen the Red Sox play there, and pitch outside ball 4. So that base running gap hurts even more for the Vermont Lake Monsters.
Right. Garino, not in the
No.
usual Nick Garino rhythm we see. He got out of it with those hits allowed, those 2-out hits allowed in the first inning. He hasn't been the same pitcher since.
So Bergeron, who has got home run power, a grand slam threat here with 1 out in the top of the second, and Vermont leading 2-0.
No, not a grand slam threat. There's only 2 on.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Tim pointed out too. So it's first and second. Lead runner was cut down by the base running mistake. Ground ball, chopper to the left side. Takes a funny hop, and it's going to be.
That was not the play to make.
The unearned runs.
Yep.
One. Are they going to wave him? They're going to hold him up.
Nope.
Second and third, though, for Vermont, and still only 1 out. So
fielder's choice, E6, and it's the 5th error of the night for Nashua, first in this game. But the only play, because of the bounce that Isaac had, was really the first.
It was.
The
Unfortunately, right. And even if it was a clean throw to second, at least the run wouldn't have scored if it was a clean throw and a catch, but he would have been safe. And center bases loaded. They got a run home, and it's second and third. 3-0, Vermont leads. Ground ball right side. Runner was moving on contact, and Silver Knights do a good job of getting it out. They're trying for a double play at second, and the runner's going to score.
Oh, he's going to score. Yep.
Back door, another unearned run.
Yep.
That might be a second error on Hysack, and depending how they score, it hit him in the glove and was not an easy catch. In any case, 2 errors in the inning by the Silver Knights, played 2 Vermont runs, and it's a 4-0 lead. Ouch.
Just a big mistake trying to get that extra out, trying to do too much, trying to press, and that's what this team has been doing.
Did you give Andrew Bergeron a base hit on that ground ball in the hole that Hysack threw to second and went in right field?
No, it's a fielder's choice.
Yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah, fielder's choice.
Arguably
he would have been, but he made the decision to go to second base,
so
it's a fielder's choice.
Got it. Foul off to the right. We're at Chris Brown right now. 3-hitter. Number 44. Got hit by a pitch and scored on the 2-out double by Bullard in the first inning. It's up second time in 2 innings. Pitch to right field. Deeper than you thought off the bat. It's over his head. It's to the wall. This is triples territory for Brown. And he'll get there standing. Throw comes to home plate just to prevent the inside the Parker.
Boy, this is just going south in a hurry. Wow.
You're right about that.
Yep.
So, oh boy. The first 3 batters reached single walk, and there was a base running mistake in there that produced an out. But a couple more errors, fielder's choice, all adds up to, I'm surprised they only have 1 error up on the board. But it is a 5-0 Vermont lead, and there's 2 outs now here in the top of the second. MJ Metz, as the Lake Monsters are 1 batter away from batting around back to 2 batters. Bullard is on deck. MJ Metz singled and scored in the first. Hard hit ground ball up the middle. Rips it down left field line, foul. Hooking.
They are on Garino, for sure.
Yeah, this is an impressive looking hitter, this guy Metz, to me.
This is an impressive team.
Yeah.
At least against these guys.
Definitely feeling good, these Lake Monsters here at Holman. They had a day to rest and relax in the rain yesterday, apparently.
Yeah, here's how it works. Vermont calls down, knows the forecast is not great, but not overly bad, but not great. And that there will be showers coming through the area at some point. And they say, what's the story? We got to play or not? And because if we're not going to, tell us now so we don't leave. And so Cam Cook looked at the radar, saw what he, saw some rain coming in the afternoon, saw some rain coming in another hour after that.
Very high and deep and gone into the trees.
No one's even looking.
MJ Metz with a 2-run homer with authority. That one left here in an eye blink at about 110 miles an hour. And it is a 7-0 Vermont lead.
Boy.
Wow.
Wow.
I told you, he just.
You told me
he's
he
got
looked at him, he's
major
got the
league
power. Yeah, no kidding.
Ball jumps off a big bat.
Yep.
Scouts will track that kind of power.
Especially today.
Yeah.
Now batting the designated hitter from Stetson University.
Made Holman Stadium look small with that swing. That was Glenn Murray-esque.
I mean, that was leave the bat, no, it's gone.
Yeah.
You know, no one moved. No one
No.
looked, no one moved.
Yeah.
Poor Guarino, he
Yeah.
doesn't have his stuff today, and
Some unearned runs, but that certainly
they were
was.
looking at him to stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
But you look at that 7-run deficit and the way this team is hit, I mean, it might as well be 14. It looks that way.
Ouch, yeah.
You know, and it's just a shame.
Game 2 of a doubleheader. That one ties Bullitt up a little bit, and it handcuffs his high sack, and so things not going the Silver Knights' way at all.
That's a tough one up the middle.
Yep.
You wonder whether it'll be a hit or an error, and it's going to be charged an error. E6 on high sack.
So Vermont has batted around in this inning. Dupre hit a comebacker for the third out in the first. Batting here, 9th man to come to the plate, and that one, good base running read by Bullard not to go. As
Boy,
he probably would have got.
But nothing takes the starch out of a crowd.
Boy.
An inning like this where they just pulverize you.
Yeah, literally.
I mean, these hits aren't cheap hits either, John. The ball's been hit hard.
Yeah.
And you don't see that on the opposite side.
Right. What are they going to answer with? 1-1 is the count on Dupree, the catcher for Vermont. Takes a fastball inside, and it's 2-1. Pat DeSalvo, who started this 5-run inning, is on deck. Started it with a soft liner to right for a base hit. Pitch, foul straight back to the screen. And DeSalvo kind of looks skyward after that swing, saying, I missed my pitch. And we're glad he did, because it's already a big hill to climb for the home team. Silver Knights trailing 7-0 here in the top of the second.
Action in the bullpen. If I'm looking
Another
at
left-hander.
Yeah, it looks like George. It's like Welch. Let's see, let me take a look.
Yeah, you can't see his number from the front.
No, I
so
don't
you
need
must
to
have.
with him. Yeah, I think it's George Welch.
3-2, the runner is off, and ground ball left side into the hole when you know it, and to third base. He gets
error.
waved home. He slid into third, though, and he will have to stay there.
Well, they avoided an error on that play because no one took an extra base.
I need some humor to get me through here, Tom, for the Silver Knights. And that was the strangest reaction to a third base coach waving his windmill to a runner that I've seen. He slid in reaction to the windmill, and fortunately for the Silver Knights, he's still at third base. That's Jacob Bullard. So first pitch swinging, base hit to left.
Oh my goodness.
We have batted around, the Vermont team has. That is Matt Dupre with his second hit. That is Pat DeSalvo with his second hit.
His second hit this inning.
Yeah, that's an RBI.
And that should be it for
8-0.
I mean, I guess they're going to ask Guarino to finish the inning if he can. He's got one more out to get, but this will be it for him. No, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, no, Ariel Ramos is going out. Ariel doesn't usually
make the move.
That would be Kyle Jackson's job.
Darren Hagen is the batter due for Vermont, who is also looking for his second hit of the inning.
Well, going over a few things. They know each other. Guarino pitched here last year. It's nothing that new. They probably told him, look, just try to do what you can with what you got until we can get to Welch in this inning. They're buying time for Welch is what they're doing in case this implodes.
6-run inning for Vermont.
There's all the makings of a loud bus ride back to Burlington.
Yeah.
One that I'm glad I'm
Raucous
not on.
celebration.
Glad I have a 5-minute drive home.
Darren Hagan awaiting the first pitch from Nick Guarino. Big swing over the top of it, and it's strike one. A rough inning all the way around for the Silver Knights.
Boy.
John King's all ready to put a CNN crisis tag on this one.
Yes, exactly. The only time I've really seen
special coverage.
The only time I've really seen him is the election. I don't watch it that often. Is the election.
The
stuff.
magic map. He's the best at it.
No,
I know he's got some competitors, but I think he's still the best at it.
Yeah, I think he is too. It's very entertaining.
On the inside corner, strike three. Yep. So much needed. Caught looking for Nick Guarino, but 6 big runs for the Vermont Lake Monsters as we go to the bottom of the second, an 8-0 Vermont lead. Just enough to mess up my scorecard again. I have to shift the 3 to the 4, etc., etc.
5 hits. They've got 8 for the game. Put together 3 in a 6 hits. Yeah, 2 in the first inning. So a tough night for Nashua. If they lose this, they will fall to 6-16. The Silver Knights have never missed the postseason in the Futures Collegiate League in their 10 years. This will be year number 11. League began in 2011.
Yep. The playoffs are due to begin somewhere around August 14th, I think. And
yes, and
we sort of like plan on it, and
well,
like
I mean,
you said, now it's a long shot.
Yeah. The good news is there's 68 games, so you've played 22 of them. You got a lot of games left to play.
Yeah.
The bad news is you got a lot of they're only taking 4 playoff teams. It's not 6 teams like they usually do, so the season would be played to eliminate just 2 teams. It's being played to eliminate 4.
Tom King telling it like it is on Twitter.
I mean,
umpires showing up an hour late for a Silver Knights doubleheader. 2 of them taking their time in parking lot upon arrival is, on the surface, inexcusable.
It certainly seemed that way to me. You know, it just did not seem like there was any urgency, and
Tom not one
I
to.
mean, on the surface, I don't know the details.
Tom not one to over dramatize the situation.
No.
And I believe you are on point.
Yeah, over an hour.
And there probably will be ramifications for this crew later on. Right now, ball game, and great cushion for the Harvard freshman. Porter Jordheim enjoying an 8-0 advantage before he even comes out to the hill for a second time. And throwing strikes to Kyle Hannon.
Here's the thing is they never called the club to tell them they'd be late. So they may not have known they were late.
And the flip, when you've got a great target like a 6'4" pitcher, makes the task easier.
No kidding.
For MJ Metz, nice range to his right to get the 3-1 put out. Brad Bozzo getting his first at-bat of this lovely Wednesday evening at historic Holman Stadium.
It is a beautiful night. I mean, this is the kind of night you like to be out at a game. It'll be a little cool now.
Yeah.
The sun has gone back behind the stadium, and
you can see a patch of it on the center field backdrop,
Yep,
and
yep.
that is an indication of what time of year it is. It's the longest days of the year. Yesterday, I think the 21st is actually the longest
Yeah,
daylight.
we got robbed for the longest day of the year. It was
it
all
was
cloudy
all
and rainy and lousy.
Yeah. Up the silo. Is that in play? Back to get it, and it's going to
Can't
fall.
see it.
Oh!
Ooh, it hurt.
No, that's not good.
That's not good at all.
Yeah, that came down about 80 plus.
Yeah.
And that, that's the thing where you kind of like hope you don't get hit. You kind of just turn your head and duck. And unfortunately for that young man,
He seems to be.
I think he's going to shake it off. He's
Seems
about to
to
get an
be okay.
ovation.
They're gonna.
Yeah. It's not going to make it feel any better, but
Yep.
the ovation for shaking it off at the moment. He's going to get some attention, though.
Yeah,
Good-
the owner.
It's good to have that.
He's getting attention from the owner, John Creedon.
Good for John. Yeah.
Yep.
It's better to have nice young hair cushion there to help you out a little bit. That would be
Yep.
a nice one to have a helmet on for.
Got ice.
Yeah, we got ice. Hopefully he gets the ball.
Oh, we got a free ticket, I'm sure.
Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it's foul. You could see by his expression that Matt Dupree, the Vermont catcher, kind of lost it at the last second.
Yeah, couldn't see it.
Yeah, in this twilight.
And the fan was aware that it was coming down. He shielded his head,
Yeah.
but it still hit.
Unfortunately ducked into it a little
Yeah,
bit.
a little
Yeah.
bit. He ducked into it. And I've been down there when a ball has hit. It hit a little girl once.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and she was happy and having a great time. And even when the ball hit, she was still kind of happy. And then all of a sudden, she realized she was hit with a baseball and it hurt.
The pain set in.
And she started crying. Yep.
Yeah. Papa, we're just talking about getting those baseballs, and it goes right over Tom's head, or to his left a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit to the left.
Yeah.
It was to the far left of the.
I told you
main
my
box.
Tropicana Field Fred McGriff pop-up story before, right?
I don't think so.
Well, he was a sparsely attended Devil Rays. They would call it Devil Rays back then, late 90s.
Right.
And McGriff hit this towering pop-up back. Ripped to
There's
left.
a rip.
Nice hit down the
About
line.
time. I haven't seen a hit like that.
Bazo jumps all over a
Yeah, I
high
haven't seen a
breaking
hit
ball.
like that in a long time. An authoritative double by Bazo. That's what you want to see.
And here,
Yep.
a ringing double to left. Didn't take long to get to the brick wall. And at second base is Bazo. Brandon Fish getting his first at-bat of the evening here in the second inning with the Silver Knights trailing 8-0. They're going to try to start taking little bites or bigger bites out of that deficit. So Fred McGriff with his giant pop-up. It had to be. It went up like 100 miles an hour, so that's probably how it was coming down. And I was having a nice chat with this gentleman from Tampa about how fortunate I felt to be a Red Sox fan, even with all the travails back in the late 90s. And good luck to you as a new fan of the new Devil Rays. I think they just opened up the team like in 96 or so. Maybe it was 98. They were brand new. And they were losing a lot. And there was hardly anybody in the stands. So there was a pop-up right to us, basically. I was sitting only a seat away from this other guy. And I looked up and I said, I'm not going to try to catch that because it's going to hurt.
Right.
And he made a move toward it, and he put his hands out to catch it, kind of like cupping his hands, basket style, in front of his chest. And the ball proceeded to rip his wedding ring off and cut his finger fairly deeply. Took the wedding ring right off. Ball went down to the first row. We were like the 8th row behind the on-deck circle for the White Sox, the visiting team. And poor gentleman had to need medical attention.
Obviously.
And and so he came back like 15 minutes later from the medical attendant. He says, I just realized I lost my wedding ring. And I felt bad because I could have found it in the meantime. And it went down like 3 rows in front of us. He found it. He got it. He got it back. But just a lesson. I mean, I'm a guy who played ball my whole life. It's tough to catch those huge pop-ups barehanded when they're coming back down.
Right.
And maybe if you have a cap or even a beer, I don't know, something that can cushion the ball on the way down. The best thing, of course, would be a glove.
In the old stadium here, in the old configuration, just outside the press box, I was sitting out there on a hot night. It was my last night before vacation was going to start. It was a Pride game. and a pop fly back. And I wasn't really trying to catch it, but I stuck my hand out, and the ball hit me right in the wrist. Did not break anything. Lucky, very lucky. But it was sore for a couple of days. Then the pain went away. But you know, those pop-ups, they come down with authority.
Yes, they do.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And they came right down, and it came right down on my wrist. So they are putting ice on him as we speak, giving him some treatment. After the walk, we got runners at first and second, 1 out. Walk to Fish. Casserly, the left fielder, at the plate, the count of 1-0.
I'll tell you what, that was an injurious game, Tom. It was actually no way. I take that back. I was a few years later. I was at Tropicana and I saw a pitcher get hit in the chest with a line drive, and it was Greg Vaughn off of James Baldwin. Greg Vaughn for the Devil Rays.
Yep.
Hit like 105, 10-mile-an-hour line drive and hit the chest of James Baldwin, right-handed pitcher for the White Sox. And he went down on the mound like he had been shot, and the medical crew went out and ripped his jersey open in the middle. Just ripped it open. I think it was one of those that buttoned up the middle anyway, though.
Yep. Wow.
And he was okay. He ended up walking off the mound. He came right out of the game under his own power. But Greg Vaughn was having a season that year. He hit like 40 home runs for the Devil Rays.
Well, his fan is getting a lot of attention. A lot of people around him. He looks like all he wants to do is sit and watch the rest of the game. That's what he looks like.
Yeah, the one that was hitting the head by the pop-up down below.
Yep. Trying to see if he's...
He probably has this swelling going on. Maybe that's
well,
what
they're
they're
also
concerned
trying to see. Yeah, they're concerned about that, but they also, concussion when he gets hit. You get hit in the head like that.
Yeah.
First and second, 1 out.
That's a chin
and
music.
now the bases are loaded.
Bases loaded. So if you're down 8-0,
hey, you got nothing to lose.
You got some promising action going on here.
Yep.
Now batting, the designated hitter from Stetson University, number 7.
And it's going to be a mound visit for the Lake Monsters.
Tyler Gonzalez. Johnny has a major league father.
Luis Gonzalez?
I believe it's Alex Gonzalez.
Alex Gonzalez,
Yeah.
the Blue Jay?
Believe so.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, I still think of Alex Gonzalez as like a 25-year-old.
Yeah, I know it.
But obviously he's older than that now. He's got a son, college age. Really? Tyler Gonzalez. What's his hometown? I feel like the Jeopardy music is for me. What is Tyler Gonzalez's hometown?
Well, they listed it from Wyndham, but I was told that was his father. Couldn't be.
Wyndham.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Stetson. Yeah, I was remarking about that he was like, close to me, Wyndham, New Hampshire, because when I was a kid in Boston and getting to be college age and you're fantasizing about where you want to play baseball, Stetson in Florida was a big
school
idea,
exactly.
like, hey, I wish I could go there.
Yep.
Instead, as I told Tim, I went to Colby where pop-ups bounced off of ponds in March because they were frozen solid. Somebody got to go to Stetson and Rollins, but it wasn't me. Strike on the outside corner. I did get to go play ball against Rollins down at Rollins in spring break. They had a weird configuration of their field too, man.
What'd they do with it?
They had right field was about the right field wall from the line to center, or maybe close to straightaway center, was only 200 feet away. So if you hit the ball out of the park to right, it was a double.
Yep.
Even cheap fly, that went over the batter's head. Even cheap fly balls to right at Rollins would go out. So the pitchers, if you were a lefty batter like me, they just pitched you away the entire game. which wasn't such a bad thing if you like to go the other way. Two balls and two strikes. Bases loaded. Great an opportunity here for the Silver Knights to get back in this game.
Well, a chance to get at least a run here with bases loaded walk. One out.
And
cannot come out of this empty-handed.
no.
Cannot.
3-2. Big pitch here from Porter Jordheim to Tyler Gonzalez. Best fastball of the game
Best
so
fastball
far.
of the game, up and in. Gonzalez couldn't do anything about it. And now you got a chance, very real possibility, of Orlando drew a walk his first time up.
That was probably strike three, Tom. You think if he takes it?
I think if he takes it, it was up and in, but not that up and in. It was
In the zone?
in the zone,
Yeah.
and had just the edge of the plate and the edge of the letters.
Up and in.
That's well, that was really up and in.
Silver Knights load the bases, but now 2 outs. No runs in yet for Nashua. Line drive, one hop to the right side. Second baseman has it, and he throws them out
And
to
they
end the
come
inning.
away empty.
Ouch.
Second time today, load the bases and have nothing to show for it. Oh, it is it's got to be so frustrating. And now I've got to talk to the manager after the game.
Oh boy.
I don't know what he's gonna tell me.
So through 2 full, it's
It was-
8-0 Vermont.
It's a 6-error day. A 6-error, 14-run day. It's just this is the worst case scenario, given the situation they were in coming in. And George Welch,
As you predicted, he comes into the
from
game.
Gary, he was here in 2019. And he suffered a case of the Tom King jinx. I did a feature story on him, and shortly after he came down with a bad elbow and had to be shelved for the rest of the season.
The 2 most famous Kings who I know are in the same building right now.
How about that, huh?
John King and Tom King. John King of CNN, first row, visitor's side, and Tom King. And I'll tell you what, I think Tom King works harder than John King for less money. I just want to put that out there as a guess. I mean, you work for CNN, you're probably making some cake.
He's got to catch his
His
bill. you can
magic
tell.
map. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was a good target.
And we got an EMT. Check out our fan who got
Oh,
plugged.
yeah, from the City of Nashua Fire Department. Looks
Yep.
like. We take good care of the fans here, the Silver Knights do. Good for them. A visit from the owner. Now the Nashua Fire Department attending to the fan. Was hit by a very high pop-up in the crown, back toward the back of the head. Just kind of.
So they're going to perform, it looks like, tests on him. There was a little wire there or something. I'm not sure what they're going to do. He's just sitting straight up, being asked a couple questions.
Yeah. I'm sure one of the questions is, who is Tom King? If he doesn't know that, being a national sports fan.
The question is, why didn't you catch it?
Oh, no. Oh.
Next time, bring your glove. They're going to check his blood pressure now,
Yeah.
do all the vitals.
I gotta say, instinctively as a ball player, I am not going to do the cover my head and duck thing. I want to know where the ball is, Then you can maybe get out of the way. Or if you're with somebody or a kid or something, you can maybe do something to protect them. But if you don't have the information about where the ball is, then you're vulnerable to that.
Right.
Welch down and in. He is dealing with Vermont's number 40. Up for his second time tonight. Timeout called.
And I'm sure there's going to be some substitutions later in this game
Oh,
for both teams.
geez,
to
I
get
think
more
there already
players
has
in.
been.
Yeah.
This might be a pinch hitter right here. Justin Rubin was
Yeah, he's not. Yeah.
supposed to bat. And number 40 up there for. Boy, got sirens going right now. Hopefully it's not for RPN.
Yeah, let's hope an ambulance isn't on its way here.
Yeah, hopefully it's, as we say in the business, non-transport. Strike 3. Welch comes in and retires the first batter he faces. I don't have a number 40.
Yeah, I don't have a 40 on
my
mine
roster.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That could have been Brian Haddon, number 8. That just had the, it fits that 5'11", 190. But I don't know, maybe. One out, and we are back to the top of the order, and Andrew Bergeron, who has popped out and scored after a fielder's choice. Very high pop-up. Speaking of those things, it's in play though. And oh, it's going to fall. Sort of getting in a spot where he shouldn't have been. The pitcher, Tom Welch.
Yeah, Welch has got to get out of the way and allow his first
Yeah.
baseman to make that play.
Because the first thing that Ott tried to do was run around his pitcher. Excuse me, Matt Orlando had to run around his pitcher, and that threw him off, I think. Fan's going to get
That's
escorted.
got to be a play. Yeah, his fan's going to be leaving the ballpark, unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe he's seeing some stars or something. That's got to be a concern. Big
Oh,
swing. Ott.
He's walking under his own power.
Yeah. Throw to first, runner back. Vermont looking to add to their 8-0 lead here, and
Oh, we got more here. That ambulance might have been for here.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I saw, someone made a call from his companion made a call, so there must have been a 911 call. Because there'll be a trainer here, but they don't. Sometimes they have EMTs. That ball is
Very
well
high.
hit. That's
and
well
deep.
hit.
And it's caught.
Yep.
Run down out there by center fielder Logan Ott. 2 outs. Runner aboard at first base by way of a pop-up that fell in the infield. So pitching well is Welch. And here's Chris Brown.
Boy, not a good day at the ballpark at all.
Ugh.
Umpire's an hour late. Fan gets hit.
Adding injury to insult time.
Oh, my goodness. It's just unbelievable.
Brown, big swing. Nice throw to first base, but not in time as Brad Bozzo tried to steal a run. Bozzo's having a pretty good game with that ringing double and showing off the arm there. The 0-1 pitch. Let up pitch. Breaking ball low. 1-1. I'm sure Brad Bozzo would tell me otherwise, though, because part of his responsibilities as catcher is calling pitches. And
well, whether he
Shooting
calls
hit
them or
hard.
whether he gets a signal from the dugout, you don't know.
yeah, that's true. That's true. And also there's execution involved. Strike call.
Yeah, no, he went around. you
Yeah,
know.
1 and 2.
I thought I saw one in the first game where the batter went across the plane and the first base umpire woke up just in time to say no. Didn't see it.
Yep. The 1-2 pitch to Chris Brown just misses him inside.
Yeah, Welch is usually an 8th inning setup or a closer type, but probably hasn't worked in a while, so they want to give him some work because they haven't been in a closing situation.
Yeah, it looks like they want to give him some innings as well. Nobody warming up in the Nashua bullpen.
Yeah.
2-2 pitch. Strike 3.
He's got stuff. There's no question about it. He's a good pitcher.
Yes, he's got 2 strikeouts in that inning.
That's why I did a story on him. He was their
Good
closer.
choice. Yep.
Then he got hurt.
Showed off some closer stuff in that inning. He'll be probably back out for another frame. And Tom, I tried to keep up with your articles. Did you write yet about whether any of these pitchers are concerned about sticky stuff or use it?
No,
use it at all?
No, did not even get into it.
Okay, yeah, because all the pitcher tantrums are in the news. And a lot of the major leaguers or pitchers seem to be upset about getting their hats and gloves checked for pine tar.
Well, they're upset about the fact they can't use the stuff anymore.
Yeah, that's it.
They're not upset about getting checked for it. They're upset that they can't use it.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
mean, I just saw Scherzer and
well, Scherzer and Girardi were getting into it.
and
Girardi
Sergio
said,
Romo did a Steve Lyons coming off the mound. He threw his pants
down, right? Exactly.
But
Girardi said that Scherzer, rubbed his head a lot during the game, which he never saw him do.
Oh,
So, and that's why he wanted the umps to check him. So, I mean, it just seems. I mean, it's bizarre to me that the pitchers just. I mean, you grew up when I did. I mean, Gaylord Perry, that was always the issue with him, right? I mean, that was a huge story when, the spitball, the Vaseline, the whole bit, and the road is littered with major league pitchers who've been caught with substance stuff on baseballs. So when this was taking place, I'm going, they still don't do that, do they? And not only did they do it, they did it openly and rely on it. And that's what's shocking to me.
yeah, you're speaking for me too, right?
Yeah,
there. Yeah,
it's unbelievable in my mind.
yeah.
So,
I was surprised on both counts too. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, how naive am I? I thought they just ripped the ball and threw it.
right.
Instead,
How's that hot
it's
dog?
like the Rosenbach.
Is it a hot dog or a
Actually,
hamburger?
chicken.
Chicken?
Yeah, Tim got me some chicken and fries.
I'm gonna
They're
go
good.
grab something that's right behind you there. There's a box of stuff there. John Creed, the owner, thank him for the little chicken he gave me, the chicken and fries
Yeah.
that he gave me earlier.
Porter Jordheim continues to impress here. He managed
yeah.
to get out of that.
He
It
does. I
last-
mean, he's big. He's moving the ball around, up, down, in, out.
yeah, got out of that jam, the base-loaded jam by way of the strikeout.
He's got velocity. Early
Connor
swing.
Hysak skies
hop up.
one.
Yep.
And good job of catching that one in the twilight by Pat DeSalvo, the second baseman for Vermont. 2 up, 2 down so far in the Silver Knights' third inning, and Sam McNulty trying to come up with something here and keep the inning going. Struck out his first time up. Takes one up and away. June. Somebody mentioned that it's the 40-year anniversary of You Can't Be Serious. Do you know what sport that came from, Tom?
40-year anniversary of 40
You Can't
years.
Be Serious.
So let's see.
1981.
Oh, and 81. 40
June.
years in June. Well, 81 was the year of the strike.
Or was it July? Did I jump far too
Well,
far
it
ahead?
doesn't matter. They weren't playing much in July either.
Yeah, it wasn't baseball.
That wasn't baseball. You can't be
Tim
serious.
knows.
Was it golf?
Nope.
No. Was it sport?
Yes, and he named his autobiography after it.
Oh, tennis had to be, right?
Yes.
Jimmy Connors?
No.
John McEnroe?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. There
In
we
Wimbledon.
Go. Yep. Oh, yeah, Wimbledon, yep.
Strike 3, Jordheim gets 2 strikeouts in the inning.
I'm pretty sure I watched it.
Yeah. He actually called because he got docked a point. John McEnroe got docked a point in the middle of an early round match in Wimbledon. Well, I think he went on to win the trophy in 1981. But in the early round match, he was upset because he basically socked an ace on a serve, and it hit the chalk, and the chalk came up, and the replay showed he was probably right, but the linesman called it out. So the umpire, he called the umpire incompetent, and then he said, "You guys are the pits of the universe." And the guy had to do something, so he docked him a point. He said, "That's 1 point, Mr. McEnroe." And he said McEnroe walked off the court and he says, "I demand to talk to the referee," which is the guy in a suit that's like running around with a walkie-talkie. And he wanted to protest the point being taken away. And so the referee shows up, and McEnroe says to the referee, "Ask the umpire what I said to him. It wasn't worth docking me a point. I didn't," like, in other words, he didn't use any profanity. He thought he should get not penalized because he didn't need profanity.
Right, but he insulted the umpire.
Yeah, and the umpire wouldn't repeat what he said. And McEnroe says, "I don't want to say it because I don't want to get docked another point." And then they had a stalemate, so finally he says, "I just said that he's the pits of the universe. That's all I said." I'm like, "That's all you said?"
Didn't Serena Williams pull a nutty at the
the
U.S. Open?
I don't think they even penalized her, did they? Did they? Maybe they did.
I think it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, she had a meltdown.
Oh,
similar.
I think she had a meltdown. I think she defaulted. I'm pretty sure. It was bad. It wasn't very good. So,
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Thing about tennis, you're your own coach, manager, and if the person at the helm starts to lose it, there's really nobody that can come over and put their hands on your shoulders and try to snap you out of it, like in baseball.
Right.
Sometimes you see players yelling at each other, and the manager comes like, "Hey, don't get thrown out."
Well, we did a game. No, we didn't do the game here, or did we? I'm not sure. I don't think you did. It would have been Jason, but I don't think we did. No, we did not do the game. It was Alvern and Nashua North.
Very high, towards the line. Hopefully you can see it.
And he does. It makes a great catch.
Makes the catch in right field. Kyle Hannon somehow comes up with the out.
We're talking about waking somebody up. Travis Holbrook, who played for Nashua North. North was up like 8-0 on Alvern. And Holbrook had a few words for the Alvern players. And I'm like, what's going on here? Why is he doing this? And it woke Alvern up. They almost won the game. They rallied. They lost 8-6.
Wow.
So in the last couple of innings, I mean, and there was no question that ignited it. And I'm wondering why. And then all of a sudden I go to a Legion game Monday, and who is playing for Hudson Legion but Travis Holbrook?
Wow.
So he knew all the Alvern kids because he knew he was going to play with them.
Oh.
So he was John with him. It's a riot. Legion tournament will be here at Holman Stadium July 23 to 27.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to Pete about maybe doing one of those games.
We'll see who's around. We'll see who's in the tournament.
Right.
Because got Hudson or Nashua locally, Merrimack. Those three are the local Legion senior Legion teams. Nashua won it here in 2019 and went to the regionals. Yep, strike three call. Nice pitch by Welch. Welch may earn himself a spot as a starter if he keeps this up. I don't know how they want to use him or how the college wants how his college wants him used.
Tell you what, he got the big slugger MJ Metz to start the inning.
Yep.
And then he gets Bullard, another great hitter.
Don't know what the Monks in Maine, St. Joe's, what they want to do. Good athletic school. Did you play them in college? You played up in Maine, didn't you?
Maine, you said?
No, the Monks, St. Joe's.
Yes, we did play St. Joe's every year.
Yeah,
yep.
No, a good school, a good athletic school. They got a lot of good players. They recruit down here a lot.
Yeah, that was actually an intense game every year because they really wanted to beat us. and
Yep.
Vice versa. You know what? Actually, it was St. Joe's was the team that no-hit us and we won the game against Colby. I remember that. It was a cold and wet day at St. Joe's, and their pitcher had a good game, and somehow we got that one run across
On no hits.
on no hits.
Nice throw by Hysak in
And,
the
one,
inning.
and that's 1-2-3
Boy,
inning.
that was a fast inning for Welch, one of the fastest ones we've seen. I think, what did
Yeah.
he throw, about 5 pitches in that
Yeah.
inning?
And, you know, it seems like when pitchers are on a roll like that, they get the defensive plays behind them, like the one Hysak just made, more often.
Well, I'll tell you what. I saw a kid on Monday night, Charlie Hale, for Nashua Coffee Post against Hudson. It was a final there. I think it was 5-2 final.
Uh-huh.
And 5-1 final. And I never saw a kid, high school kid, age kid. He was a sophomore this year at Hollis. I never saw a kid work quicker. And I mean, even if he walked somebody or gave up a hit, even from the stretch, he worked quick. The game only took about an hour.
Wow.
You know, shy of 2 hours. 7-inning game.
Was Tim and I did a game here. I'm trying to think why you wouldn't have been involved in it. I think it was here, where the pitcher was working so quickly, he got talked to about it. Like he got admonished that he was going too fast.
I don't know.
Like not coming to a set? No?
Don't
Tim?
remember. I don't remember it.
Jeez, where was I when I saw that game? I was watching it somewhere.
Same pitcher. Doesn't look
Oh,
like
you know what? It was one of those Division 3-4 games I
when
did.
you did it.
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Yep. We got a new.
Oh.
I believe this is a new. Is this a new pitcher? I think. Is it? Throws hard, but doesn't look quite as big. Maybe not.
Oh, I think it was the winning pitcher for Littleton that did that. The first game I did up there. Super efficient pitcher. He didn't waste. 0-2 was not a waste pitch for the kid. I mean, he just. The mistake I think that the other team made, Summersworth, was they didn't step out and slow him down at all. They let him pitch at his own rhythm, which was lightning quick.
That's the way to do it.
He hardly even took his foot off the rubber. I mean, you get the return throw, he's already ready to throw.
I mean, and I get a kick out of all the pitchers now complaining about the substance stuff. They're saying, well, it's going to make games longer, you know. And like they really cared about that. They're the ones who they're the ones who slowed the game down in the first place.
Bingo.
M.T. Morrissey out of Portsmouth, Rhode Island on the mound for Vermont right now.
Okay.
Coming in, 6'1", 195 sophomore out of Georgetown University.
Where's he live?
Portsmouth, Rhode Island.
Portsmouth, Rhode Island.
Yep.
Oh. Okay. As he faces Kyle Hannon in the middle of the batting order. Kyle's only had one at bat so far tonight, a ground out to the first baseman with the pitcher covering. For some reason, there's a quick mound visit before Kyle sees a pitch from M.T. Morrissey.
They didn't announce him, did they? They didn't announce him, did they? I don't think so. No, let me check.
You know, I think I've brought this up before because of Rico Petrocelli, Nashua resident now, Red Sox legend and World Series veteran too, played for the Red Sox in 75 World Series and 67. Rico Petrocelli. He played in the 67 World Series. A lot of those World Series games, maybe all of them, were played in the daytime. And there was a few of them that were like 2:07. I think one was actually 2 hours long, like hour 58. World Series games with the St. Louis Cardinals. That is quick. I mean, they didn't do the TV commercials, I guess, back then. But you can look it up. Like look at the box scores for the 1967 World Series. The longest game was probably 2 hours and 35 minutes. Unbelievable. Nice. Tim says nice. The camera crew appreciated it. The efficiency. Look out. That knocks the helmet off of Kyle Hannon. 3 balls and 1 strike. Just a little bit inside. M.T. Morrissey, sophomore from Georgetown, pitches it low and has walked the leadoff batter that he faces with an 8-0 lead. Not what he wanted to do.
Now batting, the catcher from Northeastern University, number 37, Ray Bozzo.
Brad Bozzo with the hardest hit ball by the Nashua Silver Knights today, maybe, because I saw a good part of game 1 and now all of game 2 so far, and he just ripped a double. His only time up here in game 2.
It's the most authoritative hit I've seen from this team in a long time.
Pretty big hack at that fastball. It might have been just above the zone. Strike 1. So the big guy from Harvard, Porter Jordheim, started the game. He yields to the reliever, M.T. Morrissey. The 0-2 pitch on the way to, isn't it 0-1? 1 ball. Yeah, the umpire puts up one finger each. 1-1 is the count.
Yep.
Fans will let the umpires know what's wrong.
Tell the board, they're right next to you, John. Tell them.
Oh, they did. The fan just told them.
No, they haven't changed it.
Oh, haven't changed it? All
No.
right. It's, anyway.
Won't matter now.
Won't matter now. Over to make the play is first baseman M.J. Metz, helping out M.T. Morrissey with a foul pop catch. So Kyle Hannon aboard with a leadoff walk, but Bozzo follows up with a pop out, and here is Brandon Fish with 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th. Leaping out of his crouch to make that grab was Matt Dupre, the catcher for Vermont. Good reaction. 1-0 is the count. Peering over his shoulder, Morrissey, modest lead, not really thinking of stealing with an 8-run deficit, is Hannon, and that's ball up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Brandon Fish awaiting the 2-0 pitch. Carves one foul to the left. Lots of promotions coming up on the Silver Knights schedule, including fireworks Friday nights. We'll be doing a Friday night game here on
Last
Nashua
Friday they
TV.
had fireworks on the field and off the field.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's right. You mentioned it, yeah.
Jackson got tossed, and Hannon almost had a bench clearing brawl. Sparked a bench clearing brawl.
Wow, can you guarantee that every Friday?
I don't know, but I tell you, it was one of those nights where if you came to the game, you'd come back. You had a really great time. You saw a walk off, the whole bit. You know, it was, but it's been downhill for them ever since.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, we'll be doing the July 30 game, Firework Friday night. Foul straight back. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Brandon Fish. Runner at first. Hannon will not be off with the pitch necessarily, as there's only 1 out. But Fish would like to get aboard safely. They need to start taking a bite out of this 8-run deficit. They were going to have any chance in the game. Gets jammed and fouls it off to the left. Over the head of our, well, actually, celebrity guest CNN's John King has a chance at this ball. His companion's going to get it instead down the
How
first
about
row.
that? Huh?
And he
There you go.
ends up with it. I wonder who that guy is. I wonder if he's from DOT also.
I don't know. It's, they have little boy with him.
Is that Dave Hanron?
You know him.
Oh, ball 4, good. I thought that for a second you didn't know which way the umpire was going to go with that call. And instead of strike 3 called, it is a ball 4 call. So, first and second by way of walks.
Number 26,
Patrick Casserly drew a walk his first time up.
Again, runners on with less than 2 outs. See what the Silver Knights can do with it.
How about a Vermont error for a change? Playing.
Well, they have played flawless defense.
That's it, you know.
They really have.
Strike on the outside corner.
Yeah.
And made some nice defensive plays on top of that. Besides banging the ball around the yard in the first 2 innings before Mr. Welch came in the game. Checking the runner at second is M.T. Morrissey. The breaking ball finds the inside corner. I don't know if that was a curve or a straight change, but it was a nice pitch. And froze the hitter, Casserly. Finds himself in an 0-2 hole. With 1 out, runners on first and second. The pitch. Foul tipped into the mitt, strike 3. Tough at bat.
I tell you, it's just one of those nights. Now 2 outs.
I think he asked the umpire that would have been a strike call. Maybe not.
the designated hitter from Stetson University,
Tyler Gonzalez
Tyler Gonzalez.
had a bases loaded opportunity his first time up in the 9 spot in the order. That's a pretty good opportunity, but struck out. Now he's got first and second with 2 outs. Trying to come up clutch here against the relief pitcher, M.T. Morrissey. Swings and misses. Strike 1. Checking with the umpire on whether that was a strike or not, I believe. Maybe one you wanted to leave up with a fresh count. So it's 0-1 now to Tyler Gonzalez. Silver Knights with just the 1 hit. In the dirt outside, catcher can't find it for a moment, and good base running, no play at either base.
Right, catcher couldn't find it. Ball went ahead along the first base line. Nowhere where, too far away for the catcher to make any throw anywhere, so the easy advance for the runners. It was not one of those bounce back off the backstop at Holman Stadium, off the wood that's at the base of the stands.
The 1-1 on the way, up high.
We usually see that.
Yeah. So Kyle Hannon and Brandon Fish advance to third and to second base with 2 outs. They'll be off with the crack of the bat. A single could plate 2 here. And Tyler Gonzalez, and he's got the count in his favor at 2-1. Morrissey kicks and throws. Just misses the batter with that. Getting hit by a pitch in this situation would just pass the baton, really, and I think Gonzalez wants to make hay here ahead in the count. 3 balls and 1 strike. Kicks and throws. Swung on and missed. Good location there from Morrissey in the outside corner. So the count's gone full to the Silver Knights designated hitter, Tyler Gonzalez. Trying to make quality contact here with 2 runners in scoring position. And the Silver Knights down 8-0. Pitch. Ball 4. Good take. Clearly off the plate, out of the hand. So bases are full for Matt Orlando. I don't know if Matt has any homers yet from the leadoff spot, first baseman, but I'm sure he'd like to take his best batting practice hit and put it right into work here in the game if he could. It is a great spot for a big hit. The pitch up high, ball 1. A little bit of an overthrow there by Morrissey, who's reaching back. The Portsmouth, Rhode Island, Georgetown University sophomore gets a visit from his second baseman, Pat DeSalvo, to talk about Maybe he saw what I saw, that he might be letting adrenaline take a little bit too much control of him.
Well, it's a reliever, so not the same effectiveness as our Harvard starter, right?
No.
So, and you can tell. So, just comes in cold, doesn't have the control.
That's a great
It's
pitch.
Yeah, nice pitch inside that would have had handcuffed.
So DeSalvo from
Orlando.
second with the magic words.
Yeah.
It's 1-1. I mean, even if you're a sitting fastball, that's not one you really want to deal with on the inside corner. That one misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
They shade Orlando a little bit the other way, but that's the problem that Nashua has. They don't hit the other way.
Matt Orlando seems to be right on top of the dish. I don't know if he can he get to that inside fastball? The pitch. That one's down and away. 3-1.
3-1. The Silver Knights may cash in here. Let's see. If you've watched the way they've hit, what they've been chasing, the high fastball, that's what I would throw him right now. Even if it's out of the zone, I bet he chases. That's what they've been doing.
Let's see what we get from Morrissey. And it was up in the
It
zone.
was up in the zone. It was a high fastball. He got a piece of it and fouled it up just above me.
And tell you what, too, Tom, was on the inside third, and it kind of tied him up.
Yeah, it did, but it didn't have the velocity that we saw from the starter. So if that was the starter throwing that pitch, it would have been a strike.
By him?
Yeah, it would have been by him. Let's see what he does here. Probably off speed to the outside part of the plate. No, they look high, and they got him.
Wow.
And there you go.
Unfortunate for
There
the
you
Silver
go.
Knights. They leave the
leave
bases
loaded again. It's the second time, third time in the day, and this team cannot buy a run or a hit in clutch situations. And it's 8-0 after 4 here at historic Holman Stadium.
So Vermont reliever M.D. Morrissey walks 3 batters in the inning, and he gets out unscathed.
How about that, huh?
Ugh. Hate to see it as a Silver Knights fan. So we go to the top of the 5th, 8-0, the Lake Monsters.
And a new pitcher coming in for Nashua. Let's see the number.
Attention fans, now pitching for your Silver Knights from Elon University, number 31, Tristan Corcoran.
Tristan Corcoran on the mound. Comes in for Nashua. He's the 3rd pitcher of the night for the Silver Knights.
I wonder what you call
From
Tristan.
Millmont Park, Pennsylvania.
From
6'2".
where?
Millmont Park.
Millmont Park. Probably
That's
not the biggest.
Pennsylvania, 6'2", 180, sophomore at Elon University. Remember when it was Elon College.
What do you call a friend named Tristan for short? Tris?
Tris.
T?
Yeah. T, Tris. I'd say Tris.
I guess so.
Say someone who's Christian, they call him Chris, right? So why don't you
that's
say
true.
Tris?
Yeah, exactly. I guess so.
Yeah.
I never knew a Tristan myself.
No, but you know
I
what,
think
John?
John has fallen out
Yeah.
of favor. Maybe Tom has too.
You know what, John? He's sitting down there in the front row.
Yes, I do.
What are the odds of that?
I just said John fell out of favor.
No clue.
There's 2 Johns here.
I had no clue that you knew him, when I was
Yep.
a mystery guest. There it is, yep.
Yep.
So you only played summer ball with him, right? Legion ball?
No, I played 2 years of high school with him.
Oh,
2
okay.
or 3
What
years of high
school?
school? Boston Latin.
Oh, Boston Latin. There you
Boston
go.
Latin High School grad, John King.
All right, there you go. Was he in your class?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We're same.
Same graduation class?
I think we're both born in 1963.
How about that?
Yep. Both went there for. I think he went there for the full 6 years. You enter in 7th grade in Latin.
Yeah. Okay. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
You go into school with grown adults. You feel like when you're in 7th grade.
Oh, I bet.
It's pretty intimidating.
Yeah, it
you know.
is. Yeah. No, at my school they had a junior high. I didn't go to it. I went to
Ben Franklin
I
went
went
to
to another.
BLS. I mean, the names that were up on the facade in the auditorium are unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oldest public school in America, as Tim reminded me.
Wow,
I
is it
remember
really?
One of my highlights was, and I'm sure John King was in the auditorium too because it was required attendance, but Jacques Cousteau came and spoke to us
How about that?
at the Boston Latin High School.
Who'd they grab for graduation? Do you remember? Did they grab anybody big for graduation, like a college would, or did they?
They did not,
not,
I
okay.
believe, yeah.
All right.
I think it was somebody, it might have been something like the mayor of Boston or something. It was local. I was a local person, I believe.
Let's see, who would have been the mayor back then in the '60s? It wasn't White. White was in the '70s.
I just remember that I asked for Arnold Schwarzenegger to be my graduation speaker at Colby in 1985, and people laughed at me.
Who'd they get?
William Buckley,
Yeah,
Mr. Mumbles.
Close. Close.
I was like, hey, Arnold's great. He's going to be a politician someday, and he's going to be, he's in real estate and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, right. Can't even speak English. That was before he became the gubernator.
So you went to the oldest high school in the country. I
Yes.
covered the oldest decathlon in the country, high school decathlon in the country this weekend with the National Decathlon. 64,
Wow.
yeah, 64 years. They said it during when they closed it out. They said this is the oldest in the country. So okay,
Nice.
would have been the 65th, but they didn't have it last year because of COVID. So
Yep. Leadoff batter for Vermont,
And now-
working to count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And now that's 2 years in a row now that I've done events, and I've been there 35 years. And I've done. Ooh, there's a pop up. It's going to be playable
if they can
if
get
they
there.
can get there, and I don't think they will.
Oh, what an effort
No.
by Hysack.
Yep. 3 guys all going for it.
When the Oakland A's filed territory down there.
But still, you like to see that.
Oh,
You know,
I do.
That's a lot of hustle there.
Yeah. It's
But-
nice to know you're not going to run into the fence too quick
But-
either as a player. So
But last year was the first time I'd ever covered the State Am. I'd been there for a day or two here and there. But last year was the first time in the 35 years that I covered it from start to finish, as the full coverage, and the only coverage. So, and this year was the first year I covered the decathlon.
that's great.
I know it. Fun event. It wasn't bad. Of course, it helps you live 5 minutes away from where it was held. So. And
Hey.
last year, the State Am was at Nashua Country Club. This year, it will be at North Conway. I will not be making.
North Conway.
I am not
Maybe
making.
a nice scenic trip for you, Tom.
I am not making that journey.
Yeah. Speaking of the undersea world of Jacques Cousteau,
Yes.
I never forgot his opening line to us when he took the stage at BLS, the auditorium. He said, I'll tell you after this pitch, the 2-2 on the way, ball outside, was close, 3-2. He said, I asked Mr. Contapasis, the headmaster, if he would fill the auditorium with water to make me feel at home. And he said that he could not do it. And everybody laughed because, of course, every time you see him on TV, he'd be
Right.
underwater doing his scuba diving and looking at all these things.
So, what
that-
was the year of graduation?
I graduated in 81.
81. So that would have been.
And he was there probably in 76.
Yeah, Cousteau was a creature of the 70s. He was a celebrity of the
1976,
70s.
I think it
Definitely.
was.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's passed away. His son even might have passed away, too, that used to do it. But he was one of the first nature documentary
Yep.
filmmakers, even before the Croc Hunter and others. It was staple viewing in my home to watch his episodes, especially when he encountered the sharks.
Yeah, that was always a big
That was
deal,
actually
yeah.
pre Steven Spielberg and Jaws. He might have got the idea from Jacques Cousteau.
That's an
Or
era.
Peter Benchley that wrote
That's
the
an
book.
era where the must-see TV or the TV that your parents made you watch would be that and the National Geographic special.
Yeah, and The Wonderful World of Disney,
Yep.
Sunday nights.
Yeah, I was never a big Disney fan.
No.
Nah.
Ground ball foul.
My parents loved the FBI with Ephraim Zimbalist Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to watch Daniel Boone with Fess
Yeah,
Parker.
Fess Parker. Oh, yeah. Yep. That was my favorite show. I was a big Daniel Boone fan.
Yeah.
8-0 to score here, as you can tell. That's why we're talking Daniel Boone, Jacques Cousteau, National Geographic, and all the good stuff.
You got me.
Yep.
Yeah. Back to baseball. High fastball misses. The Lake Monsters are ahead, 8-0.
Yeah. I called them the Sea Monsters by mistake over the
You
weekend.
did.
My story Friday
I called
night.
them the Loch
I forgot to go
Ness
online and
Monsters at the
change
beginning.
them.
Yeah, so I was in the monster mode too.
So one good thing about online, you can always
Strike.
go back and change it, but I forgot to.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's been up there a while now.
Ooh,
I might as well just leave
the
it.
Sea Monsters. Wow.
But the owner of the Lake Monsters, Chris English, the former National Pride owner, also owns Brockton. He put a group together to buy the team in Vermont this winter, or in early January, or late fall, early January.
And I'll tell you why Tom made that mistake, folks. We're going back to kids' TV again. He used to watch a show on Saturday mornings called Sigmund and the Sea Monsters.
No, I never. I don't even know that. If you
You
told
didn't
me,
know that?
No, I didn't know that.
It's
one,
in your
no.
subconscious, I'm telling
No,
you.
it's not, because I never watched it. No, I didn't. I didn't watch
Okay,
it. No.
all
I was
right.
a Spider-Man. Spider-Man was my
Oh,
cartoon. That
all
was
right.
And Friday nights, Johnny Quest.
Johnny Quest. Speed Racer?
No, I don't think it was
No.
Speeder. No, Johnny Quest with Haji and the dog Bandit. Oh, it was
Wow.
a great show. Great show. Animation at its best.
Curveball is a strike. in the
Corcoran
top
got
zone.
enough movement at the end of that pitch to get it over the plate. 0-1.
I'm going to see if I can find out what this player is.
8 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Vermont. No runs, 1 hit, 3 miscues for Nashua. And there's a base hit right down the line. That's going to score a run. And second and third now with nobody out as they are hitting Corcoran, and it's a 9-0 lead for Vermont. Good rope double just inside the line, just over the third base on a fly.
Justin Rubin with the double.
Yeah, Ruben.
Number 40.
And if he was from Rye, you'd say Ruben from Rye. Ruben on the Rye.
Is he on the roster?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I mean, he's
Justin
on the roster,
Rubin.
but I don't think he's from Rye. I don't think he's from around here.
Oh, no, well, here he is. He's listed as 0. Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Freshman at the University of Virginia.
Yep.
Nice hit for him, and it's 9-0 Vermont here in the 5th inning. It was scheduled 7-inning game. To right field, sinking fast. The outfielder took a step back.
It's
but
going to
catches
be
it.
a sac fly, though.
Yep, an RBI.
Yep.
So that was the Vermont hitter was Andrew Bergeron
Now batting the right fielder from Salisbury University.
with the sac fly. 10-0. Double digits now for Vermont. They won the first game 6-2, and they are well on pace to sweep this doubleheader, forced by Tuesday night's washout. Sky Cahill underneath that pitch, his 4th at-bat of the game. Still looking for his first hit of game 2.
Yeah, he reached on the fielder's choice, I believe, right?
Right.
Yep.
Curveball in the dirt. Story of this one, partially the Silver Knights leaving the bases loaded twice.
Twice in this first, and you missed it in game 1. They did it early on when they had a chance to take the lead. Pitch up and away, 2-1.
So you're going to make a phone call tomorrow about trying to see if they'll give you an update on the umpire situation, whether there was any. No.
You know, whatever caused the umpires to be late it's
Internal.
It's just
Internal matter.
I'll find out. I'll ask after the game and see if they've ever been given an explanation or not. But
Yeah. And the pitch. Foul tipped into the mitt. Strike 3. 2 outs.
Good pitch by Corcoran. It always seems the relievers, 2/3 of them that come into the game for the Silver Knights take a little while to get going.
Yeah.
You know, with control and everything else. And Kyle Jackson has told me, and you know, on the record, he said I've told the pitchers they don't throw strikes, they're not going to be used. Corcoran was throwing strikes, but he was almost throwing. His strikes were too good. They were getting around on him.
So Chris Brown, the batter, he's been hit by a pitch. He's doubled. He's no slouch, but the guy you really don't want to see here is on deck, MJ Metz, who hit a bullet out of here. A bomb to left field, a no doubter earlier in the 6-run second inning. Check swing by Brown. 2 balls and 1 strike. So in other words, even though first and second base are empty, you don't want to pitch around Brown here. The 2-1. Strike. Great location on the outside corner.
Silver Knights go on the road for
Alex George
extended time.
pitcher.
I mean, it's not a
Over our heads.
it's not a road trip where they're on the road away from their homes for that length of time. They come back and forth, but they will be on the road starting tomorrow night. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 4 games in a row.
Oh.
And then they have Monday off, and they'll be back at Holman Stadium next Tuesday night, and I believe we will be doing that game. And a
Quality
third
from
strike.
Tristan
Yep.
Corcoran as he gets the strike 3 call.
Took him a while after he
Yep.
gave up hits to the middle of the order. 10-0 as we are in the middle of the 5th. Remember, this is a 7-inning game.
Yes.
It's a chilly night here at Holman Stadium.
Yeah, temperatures dropped a bit.
Yes, they have. I knew they would. That's why I wore the sleeves, but wasn't about ready to put the jeans on, although they could probably use them right now.
10-0 Vermont Lake Monsters enjoying a big lead as we go late into this 7th inning game. Bottom of the 5th. And it looks like yet another relief pitcher.
This is one of the best promotions I've seen. It's for a dental, I believe, and they grab a couple of kids,
and brush the bases.
And brush the
like
bases.
Big teeth.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty good. I like it. The kids had fun. They did it in the first game, and they did it now. It's good promotion. Not bad. They had also, John. They also had something that I thought was really good on Sunday. 2 of their best crowds were the Friday fireworks game, which was a game, again, good fan game that if you went, you saw a lot of good baseball, you saw fireworks, your kids got to run the bases the whole bit. But on Sunday, game wasn't great. It wasn't bad. I think it was a low-scoring game, but Nashua got shut out. But after the game, fathers and their sons or family members could go out on the field after the kids ran the bases, and go out and throw the ball around. Play catch with your dad was the promotion. And they were all around the field, pretty much within the foul lines. But it was good to see. It was a good promotion. I think they'll probably do it again next year. Had a good Sunday crowd for Father's Day, a 4-figure Sunday crowd, which
nice.
we rarely see here. That it was a hot day, and this is not a place where you sit you can roast here pretty easily. A lot of the fans that come here often on hot days, they know it, they know that, and they'll sit in the upper areas away from the sun in the stands, and then they'll move back to wherever their seats are. But it's a good crowd and good afternoon and decent baseball and a nice promotion as kids and their fathers and other family members too were out on the field throwing the ball around afterwards.
Nice.
Yep.
Chris Clark pitching for Vermont.
A lefty.
Yeah, Chris Clark, another member of the Goodwill Hurling Club from Harvard, a freshman. His starter tonight, teammate at Harvard, Porter Jordheim, was impressive. And tell you what, Chris Clark's got some live velocity in that left arm as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, two teams, the two expansion teams.
First pitch, hunting, and it's a fly ball to center.
That were put together, Norwich Sea Unicorns and the Vermont Lake Monsters. Vermont came in, they had some time, put together a pretty decent team. Obviously, a lot of it's a little bit Vermont-oriented, Northern New England-oriented. Norwich is Connecticut-oriented. But this Nashua team, John, the bulk of it, was put together in late August into September.
Yeah.
You know, they and that's what B.J. Everett used to do. And, you know, Cam Cook and Kyle Jackson did that. And boy, on paper, it looked like a great team that they put together, and it just hasn't translated to success. And part of the reason is a lot of these guys weren't on the team when we did opening night because they were playing in college tournaments. Because don't forget, the college season started late, so they were playing in college tournaments, and Nashua fielded a team that basically had a lot of temporary guys signed to temp contracts. There's a sharp hit ball.
Wow, ripped right at the shortstop.
Right at him. Yep.
And he makes easy work out of it.
Speaking of tournaments, how bizarre is it to see? It was strange to see, you know, like UNH play, they only got one football game in and they had to shelve it the rest of their season due to COVID. But to see, you know, the Division One, well, it used to be Division 1A, used to be 1AA or whatever it was, play a mini season in the spring. That was weird to see. Massachusetts played high school football. There's a fly ball deep center, tracked down and coming back for it. Easy catch.
Minimal pitches there for
No
Connor Clark.
doubt about it, and that'll do it for the inning.
Chris Clark.
So 3 up, 3 down, nothing across for Nashua. We played 5 here at Holman, 10-0, and it's a 7-inning game, so we're really
that's
the equivalent of 7 innings.
10-run rule?
No. I don't think so. There's no 10-run rule in this league. That was the third out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just felt like everybody was going.
Well, Vermont's coming in. Nashua isn't going out.
That's it. Tom, we got caught by surprise.
How about, no, wait a minute. Vermont's going out. That's it. You're right.
You know,
Final
this happened
score.
to me 10-0. I'm the 10-0 king.
Rule, yeah.
Tom, the last 3 baseball games I have done, guess what?
I was not aware that
10-0.
I was not aware that there's a 10-run rule.
Yeah, this happened to us in the high school playoffs.
Anyway, John Collins, down I go to talk to the manager.
You better go. I am in a state of shock here. And Christmas came early for Tim O'Neill. Not really. It's past 9 o'clock anyway. So it's a good 3 hours, 4 hours. Tim's been here. So a 10-0 deficit after 5 innings in a doubleheader means the game comes to an end by the mercy rule here in the FCBL under the rules, Futures Collegiate Baseball League rules. And congratulations to the Vermont Lake Monsters for the sweep they have pulled off here on a beautiful Wednesday evening for baseball at historic Holman Stadium. A 6-2 and a 10-0 win in both ends of the doubleheader for the Lake Monsters. And the Nashua Silver Knights, the multiple-time league champion, must regroup now as they have a record of 6-16 on the season. And hopefully they can go on one of their signature mid to late season runs. For my partner, Tom King, and my cameraman, Tim O'Neill, I'm John Collins, thanking you for watching and saying good night from Holman Stadium, everybody.